Happy Friday! Facebook Live. It's Adrienne Bryant with Bryant Commercial Real Estate here in Phoenix, Arizona. The weather has been nice. It rained and it's Hot Mess Friday. How about that? Hello, everyone. Hey, wanted to wish you guys, hope you had a great week. Not sure if you guys were able to see our guest that came in on Monday, but that was kind of awesome. And he turned from the dark side to the good side. So if you didn't watch it, maybe check in and take a look at our Facebook post from Monday. So again, happy Friday. Wanted to just chime in with you guys today. Last week we spoke about some timelines, and we had a question that came in from a prospective client, and they asked, what is the timeline? How long does it take to negotiate a lease? So I wanted to talk to you guys about that and in regards to the process from that standpoint. So there's a few steps that happen prior to us getting to a lease negotiation, and that is determining what is the best product type for your business. So let's say, for instance, if it's retail space, we send you properties and that fit what your criteria is, and then you let us know what you want to look at, and then we go out and we tour. Once you identify a location, that is when we get into our lease proposal, which we refer to as an LOI, letter of intent. Letter of intent, that timeline can take a few days, a couple of weeks. It just depends upon the ownership and the layers of individuals that it needs to be reviewed and approved by. So in regards to a timeline for negotiation standpoint, we'd say 2 to 4 weeks. Could be a little bit longer. Then we get to your lease. The lease, that is a process. Again, depending upon the type of ownership, if it's an institutional owner or if it is a local owner. And depending upon that, again, there are layers. But in regards to setting an understanding and a clear, close to clear expectation of timing, for lease draft, that could take 2 weeks, and then review process and lease comments that go back and forth, an additional 2 to 4 weeks. So we're at LOI stage, 4 weeks. We are at lease negotiations and lease draft review comments, 4 to 6 weeks. So that's about 10 weeks. And then following that, we have to execute the leases. So in the range of 3 to 6 months is what we're looking at for overall negotiation time potentially. And what does that mean for you? That means if you want to be open by a said date, we need to understand what that timing backs into from lease negotiations, identifying the space first and foremost, identifying the space, lease negotiations, and then lease comments stage. So if you want to be open by February, you may be behind the clock. But it's important for you guys to understand what those timelines are. There are times where lease negotiations can go a lot quicker, and then there are times that it can drag out a little bit longer, but it's all conditioned upon the type of ownership that we're looking at and in negotiations with. The other part of this is why it's important to do a lot of this due diligence work up front. Getting your architect, getting your GC out, because again, these times add additional time. And next week we'll talk about the architect and construction timelines and why it's important to have that information. But today we wanted to focus on the question that we received, thank you, in regards to how long it takes for a lease. So next week we'll have some information in regards to architect, construction, what things you can get ahead of, like we spoke briefly about last week. And from there, we keep going in this process. If you guys have questions or concerns, give us a call. We are always available and can be reached here at the office, and would love to chat with you and answer some questions that you're not certain of. So feel free to give us a call, 480-802-8100, or chime in on Facebook with questions we'll address next week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye.